Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition. Choir Boys Outdoors, a Montana Knife Supercub rendition. Now, mirror polish. Now, I know all my tactical guys, the knife fighters, the murderers, all of that out there. A lot of guys that, but I get it. I do. This channel really doesn't worry about fit and finish until it's something like this. And then I just got to tell you, the craftsmanship, the work, the beauty, you have to mention it, right? You don't have to, it doesn't have to be your style, but we can appreciate the craftsmanship. Now, Josh Smith is the owner of Montana Knife Company. This is the second Montana knife that I've done. I did, I believe it was the Blackfoot earlier this month or later last month, or however the hell you want to say it. This is the Supercub. We're going to talk all about it. It is in magna cut. It does have G10. We're going to look at the balance point here, and we're going to do the Donnie B all day, throw it at the stump test, drop test. Here's the deal, guys. And if I'm going to be honest, here's the thing. Some knives are fun. Some knives are a blast. Man, you can bash, you can crash, and we do. Stab tires, chop up stuff, bust concrete, do all of that stuff. And man, it's fun. That's what we built the channel on. And some knives are challenging, right? They may have some odd nuances, but then they're just knives that are just enjoyable. I could have done a 2-hour video on this knife, just whittling. I really could. And somebody said, it was good, nobody watched. Well, nobody watches these. So what the hell's the difference? And I might do that one day, just whittle for a couple hours. But here's the deal. It's simplistic, it's gorgeous, and again, we can appreciate the workmanship. It is in magna cut. Now, I have a few details I want to go over with you. I have some paperwork that JR sent. JR was good enough to send 3 different Montana knives. And I got to tell you, I am super appreciative. I'm appreciative to anyone who sends knives for me to test. But JR has been doing this for about 2.5 years. And man, things like this that I would never get an opportunity to, I'm so super appreciative. Here's the deal. Before we get into the stats and the specs and all that, guys, there was a time in this country where 22 vets a day took their own lives. Now, headed into the weekend, the actual number is anywhere from 15 to 29, which is staggering when you think about it. That's why here on this channel, we focus on the number 0. Anything over 0 is simply unacceptable. And really all that means is this: vets, we love you. Man, you have a place here. I back the blue. I support Leo. I just do. That one doesn't have anything to do with my first cause, but it's something I believe in. You don't have to. I'm not going to argue with you about it, right? How do you do it, Scab? Well, I try not to break the damn law, even though I used to. I try not to anymore. And finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. And the deal is this, guys. All 3 are important to me, but that last one, as an addict, if you're struggling, reach out, man, get some help. Never quit quitting. So let's talk about the knife, okay? I said it was a joy to use. It's enjoyable. What do I mean? Well, it's comfortable in hand. We don't have any hot spots. It's razor sharp. It's well built. It's made in the USA in Montana. As soon as I Googled it, and I don't normally do this, but I've already done one knife from them, and I thought, well, let me look some stuff up. One of the first questions that was asked is, where are Montana knives made? Well, dude, really? They're made in Montana. Shocker. Let's look at a couple things. Now, magna cut is the steel that was used. It is drop point. It has a 5.5-inch blade. It has a built-in finger guard just above the G10 handle scales. They shaped the finger guard in the steel to keep your hand away from sliding up onto the blade's sharp edge. And I can tell you, we did a little stabbing a while ago. You saw that. There's no slippage in this knife. There's none. There's really not. I'm not just saying that. The handle is insanely comfortable. The handle scales are G10. Super, super tough, strong, durable, etc. I really do like G10 when it's done well, and this is done well. Let me give you a couple other things. The handle length is something that fits my hand perfectly. And let me give it to you real quick. The handle length is 4.5 inches. Now, the inner grip is right at 4 inches, okay? But the handle's conducive really to any size hand because at the bottom, it's somewhat sloped. So if you've got a bigger hand, you can drop that pinky down and still have amazing control. I'm holding the knife now. Here's the thing. It has a sharpening choil. It's just well done. Dude, it's well done. Here we're doing some push cutting. The thing came razor sharp. And here's the deal, guys. One of the things that I like about MagnaCut is not only how sharp it can get, but how well it holds an edge. And Josh seems to have his heat treat down really, really well. Here's what we did. We cut literally everything we could. And what I've been doing, and I told y'all this the other day, a lot of times, guys, mine aren't reviews. I try to show you the knife work best to my limited ability. But a lot of times, and the longer you do it, if you have a channel, you kind of know what I'm talking about. The longer you do it, you come to realize a lot of times when you're doing hands-on, you're really seeing how the knife works to you, fits to you. How easy is it to use? You're getting used to the knife, right? I don't do long-term reviews. We will down the road. I've got guys like JR and Sabo and Jacob Lamb and Timbo and on and on and on. And Tin Man sent me a knife. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. But I've got guys who keep me in knives, right? Some companies do, that's fine. We don't solicit that. I haven't, I never will. Just not my thing, right? And my point there is this. I got so many knives. I got first world knife problems, really. We may do some long-term reviews down the road. But my thing is, out of the box, brand new or new to me, we see how they work. Now, y'all seen me do this a couple times. And if you're wondering what the hell I'm doing, so am I. There's a lot of times I just decided to show y'all a couple things. That thing's slicey, dude. This thing is so slicey. I've tried to show y'all. I was checking the spine. You could probably strike a ferrocenium rod with it. Now, I didn't because it's not my knife, and I didn't want to do that. Now, this is a very, very soft piece of wood. We're going to do some very, very light batoning, right? I didn't want to, I'm changing my whole methodology. I'm changing my whole thought process on even doing any batoning. But we're going super light right here. Super, super, super light. Not trying to beat the hell out of the knife. Would it take it? Yeah, it would take it, right? But the truth is, you're not going to baton super heavy stuff with this knife. And it goes back to my point. And I know that there are times where I can be redundant. And people say, oh, Scab, in a survival. Well, in a survival situation, I'm going to use my cutting tool as a cutting tool. I'm going to act like I have common sense. People think they get in a survival situation and somehow now you're chopping bricks and cutting chains. What the hell are you surviving? I mean, really what we're going to do on this channel is have common sense. This is a knife. Would I rely on it? You're damn right, because it's sharp, it's durable, it's comfortable in hand, and I'm going to tell y'all something that you never ever hear me say. This would be, for me, kind of an ideal little self-defense knife. Now, we're not a gun channel. That's why you never hear me mention guns. But here's the truth. Here's the truth. It's light. It has a great balance point. It's easily concealable. And guys, listen, when we talk about, something like that, we're talking about a last-ditch thing. Because let old Scabber explain something to you, okay? If you pull a knife and use it, you're going to jail. Gonna happen. Okay? So you'll have to prove self-defense in court, and that's neither here nor there. That's why y'all don't hear me mention a lot. But this is a knife that I would tuck in my belt and carry. Why? It's light, it's concealable, it's sharp, very, very grippy. I can't brag enough on their G10 and the ergonomics of the handle. It just, dude, my hand, I'm holding it right now. Your hand wraps around this thing. And for a size comparison at the end, I'm going to show, I think, like a buck 110 type thing. But really, if you want a good idea of a size comparison, I would say like a steak knife. And a little thicker than a steak knife, obviously. Way, way, way. 10 billion times better made than a steak knife, but about that size. So it's something that you're going, and let's talk about this. When you have a knife this size, and again, my subscribers know a whole bunch, and I'm sure everybody's already thought about this. But when you have a knife this size, this is a knife you're going to be comfortable with. Why? Because you use one all the time. About the size, a little bit bigger than a steak knife, but you use this size, you use this weight, it's very comfortable. And again, if you're new, I do ramble through these, and if you just want to watch the knife work, turn the melodious tones down, put you on a little music, and just watch it. This knife is impressive, I'm telling you. The thickness of the knife is right at 1/8, okay? Now, it is a little thicker at the handle stock. Here's the deal. This is JR's knife. It's a knife he's going to use. I stabbed a tire tread up front. I didn't want to do a lot of stabbing on this particular tire for a couple of reasons. One is not necessary. It got great penetration on the tire tread earlier. The other thing is I just wanted to slice with it. This is a knife when you pick up, you want to cut something. And again, I'll say this over and over and over again. When you have a sharp knife, it shows to me attention to detail. The knife maker's paying attention, putting attention to detail. You're getting a sharp knife. There's nothing more enjoyable in this game to me than taking a sharp knife and just cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. The knife never got tired. If you really, really, really pay attention to the videos. I don't do a whole lot of smoke and mirrors. Y'all know I ain't that smart. We just cut shit. That's what we do over and over and over again. Why? Because I want to show you the knife work. One, that's part of it. But part of it is, dude, I just enjoy it. Whittling, and y'all see me do this a lot, whittling with this knife, just shaving wood. I literally had to kind of look around and go, oh shit, I was outside, this is no joke, above and beyond cutting all this stuff. I used this knife for 1.5 hours straight, making this video, doing nothing but shaving sticks down. I love it. Overall impressions of Montana knife, fantastic, fantastic. Not only designs, they're simple, they're badass. The build quality is 10 out of 10. Sharpness is spot on. Just really, really a great knife. I have one more to do. I can't wait. JR, thank you a bunch. Guys, love y'all. Remember, more than anything, I'm Scab. You're not. The Supercub. Dude, it's badass. Check out Montana Knife Company. I'm gone, son.